number. So if you're just hopping on and we haven't had an opportunity to meet yet, let me back up. I appreciate the awesome introduction at the beginning. My name's Ashley. I am not just the founder at the Boutique Hub, but I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 3 busy kids. I'm a marketing expert. I'm a Packers fan. Go back, go. I do love cheese curds also, because I currently live in Wisconsin. I'm from North Dakota originally. For those of you who have grown up in a small community, I literally grew up in one of less than 1,600 people, no stoplight, but I loved it. And I fell in love with retail from that point going forward. I've worked in retail since I was 14, and that's when you start driving. So you get a driver's license in North Dakota, FYI. And I started working in a flower shop. There was a little boutique store. It was called the Flower Nook. And because I was new to my driver's license and I thought it was so cool to drive, I drove this little purple station wagon delivering flowers and gifts from this little boutique flower shop. And again, to my teenage surprise, they named this little station wagon that I drove around, this little purple station wagon, the Nookie wagon, because it was called the Flower Nook. Highly embarrassing, but I loved it anyway. I learned how to read street signs. I learned about the boutique business, and I learned how to put a smile on people's faces every day with those flowers at their front doorstep. So it was really from that experience, and then falling in love with fashion, traveling around the US as I graduated college, and then coming back to work in that same community in economic development, that I found this really deep passion for fashion and for building businesses and for connecting the industry. And when my family and I moved from North Dakota to Wisconsin, we started this wild idea we had to make this online shopping mall of boutiques from scratch. And so we really started to build this business. And what we found was when we built that our industry really needed strategy, and they needed expertise, and they needed a community with one another that they could trust, and community over competition, more than they just needed that online shopping mall of boutiques. And so that's really what we do today. We have a platform called shopthebestboutiques.com, where you can discover boutiques to shop directly, consumers can, or the boutiquehub.com, where literally we try to connect the entire global boutique industry. Boutique owners from around the world, all 50 US states and 6 countries, and over 750 wholesale brands as well. And one of my favorite parts about what I get to do every day is this exact thing, is I know how busy you are trying to build your business every day. You're trying to figure out your assortments and all the things we're going to talk about today for the holidays, but it's really hard sometimes just to see the forest through the trees, and to see what's coming and project what's going to happen next, and see trends that are happening and unfolding in the industry before us, because you're so busy with the to-do list from today. And so that's really my job. That's really what I love to do. I love getting those ideas and feeding them back to you to see you grow your business. So you can find that in a number of ways, whether it's in a webinar like this, or through our podcast, through our YouTube channel, or if you're a member of the Boutique Hub. So with that, I want to dive into some real juicy goodness for you guys today. I'm not about the fluff. I'm not about the things that you can Google. I want to really get into 4 keys that I think are critical to work on for the holidays right now. So we're going to talk about assortment. We're going to talk about promotions, and promotions versus sales, and really where to find profitability. Marketing strategy and engagement strategy, you're really going to like that. And then boundaries, because I'm all about what happens is not just in your business, but it's also in your personal life. And how are we going to find that peace this holiday season? So here's where we're going to go first. I want to talk about assortment planning with you just for a minute, because I feel like there's 4 critical areas that we buy into when we're thinking about the holiday season. And depending on your business and where you're located and who your customers are, this assortment might look a little bit different for you, okay? So where we're going to start is number 1, margin builders. And for the 4th quarter, margin builders are the most critical component of your business. This is what we buy low and we sell high. So I know a lot of you, when you go to the WWIN show, you're likely also shopping at the off-price show that's happening in Vegas at the same time. Or maybe at the WWIN show, you've got some really great vendors that you have had relationships with for many years, and you're asking them for deals and for closeouts. And hey, what do you have that you have on markdown that I can buy in bulk for $5, and it's going to be my Black Friday doorbuster, or my Small Business Saturday doorbuster, or something I'm going to throw online and I'm going to put into a bundle. So that could be working with your rep for those closeouts. Again, the off-price show. We have a partner we work with in Dallas called the Immediate Resource Center. That's another great place for that. Or the other place you can just go to is really where in your reports, no matter what point of sale you're on. And I'm curious, if you're here, drop who's here in the comments, your store name, where you're from. I'd love to know, are you online or are you brick and mortar? So we can talk more in depth about your businesses specifically. But if if you have a good point of sale system, right, online or brick and mortar, your reports have all this information. Where is our margin at right now? What are the best turning categories that we have right now? The best turning brands that we have right now? Where does our greatest profit margin lie? So we can really get deep instead of wide in our business in those key areas. It may be some critical basics. It may be some casual tops. It may be a gift category or maybe a jewelry category this time of year. But where is that specific margin builder where you're going to make the most money? The second bucket that we all buy into is what are our bread and butter products? So, what are the things similar to those bestseller reports? What are the things that you know when you bring them in, they're going to fly like hotcakes? And they're usually the thing that your business is known for, right? You may be a business that's known for denim. You may be a business that's known for gifts. You may be a business that's known for wear to work type outfits, which what does that even mean today? Can I just ask that question? Like in COVID, what does wear to work mean? Does it mean tie-dye jogger sets? Because I kind of feel like COVID's really put the stamp on the old tie-dye jogger sets. That's what wear to work casual is right now. So what's your bread and butter? What is a staple in your customers' minds that you know you can really go deep into this season? The third category, and holler at me in the comments if you are simultaneously sick of the tie-dye jogger sets. Like, is anyone over the tie-dye jogger sets? Because I think a lot of us are getting there. Okay, the third bucket that we're going to buy into is the upsell. And this time of year, the upsell becomes so important because this is where our gift giving comes in. So as we talk a little bit later about planning collections and gift giving and bundles and gift guides and all of those types of things, this is the upsell. So gifts for mom, gifts for the college student, gifts for your best friend, teachers' gifts, really depending on who your ideal customer is. I want you to really put yourself in her shoes for a second and say, okay, who is she buying for this time of year? Again, I'm a mom with young kids. Teachers' gifts are the last thing that crossed my mind. I always forget about them. And then I'm like run into a coffee shop at the 25th hour trying to get a gift card on the way to school in the morning because I've completely forgot. So how can you make your customers' lives easier by pre-thinking what are those gift giving ideas? What are the wish lists I can pre-build for my customer and buy into them? And that's really the upsell category. And then finally, the fourth category is the trend category. And depending on where you are, I see Diane's boutique there in Pennsylvania. Depending on where you're at, if you're in North Dakota like me or in Wisconsin like me, and depending on your customer type in those locations, you may not be as trend tolerant as you might be on the coast, right? Trends may be a little bit slower to getting to you in certain places of the country or based on the age of your customer. So how deep do you really want to go in trend, or are you better off investing in some of those bread and butter and margin builder areas, or really those upsells and gifts this time of year? All right, second thing I want to hit here is maximizing collections. I think one of the most opportune things we have as a boutique is, and this is something big box stores can never replicate, right? Is our ability to relate to our customer. And that's not just in our storefront when someone's coming in and you're like, Karen, how are you? And you're having a conversation and you know Karen's kids and you know Karen's grandkids. But you also know that Karen really wants to make sure she has something to cover her arms, right? She does not like sleeveless. She wants something that's going to help cover this part of her arm. Or you know Karen wants something that's a little bit more high-waisted, right? You already know Karen's struggles and you know how to help fill the needs Karen has. This is something big box stores can't do. If you're selling online, you have the same opportunity. I love try-on sessions for this reason. You know, you have a beautiful mirror in your space, whether you're at home or you're in a warehouse or you're at your storefront, and you're just like selfie video talking about this top with this one ruffle and how it fits and what you would pair it with, all these things, right? Things big box stores just don't do. So you have a way to serve your customers. Now, taking that to a next level is building it into collections. So this time of year, collections would be things like, for my Western friends, NFR collection is huge right now. You should be launching it today or yesterday, right? If you're watching this on replay, those NFR collections are critical. Gift giving idea collections, Halloween collections, collections around the holidays could be anything from New Year's Eve collections, comfy Christmas morning collections, Christmas PJs collections, Christmas gift collections, night out over the holidays collections, could be a number of things. So getting specific, a couple of key places I love to go get inspired about collections are Nordstrom. Nordstrom has really good collections ideas on their e-commerce site. Or again, if you are selling to someone like me, I go to Old Navy a lot for just like kids clothes, just things that we go through really fast. Old Navy and the Gap have great collections ideas. The back to school shop, the game day shop, the fall favorite shop, the denim shop, right? How can you really make it easy and thinking in the mind of your customer to put those things in one spot so she can find them with one click or in one merchandise vignette in your store to quickly add them to her cart. A couple of categories I would definitely buy into this time of year and really make sure you're marketing the loungewear. And still no one in the comments has talked about the tie-dye jogger sets yet. Jogger sets, yes, no, comfy. Loungewear, holiday parties, holiday casuals, stocking stuffers, bundles, winter trends, right? Outerwear, hats, gloves, all those things that we have to restock because we're always missing the left glove this time of year. Beauty and pampering is a huge category for 2020 because everyone's at home and they're watching TikTok makeup tutorials and they want to test things out. So they're going to be buying what you are selling. And then again, those specific gift categories. All right, let's talk about area number 2 of what we're preparing this time of year. And that is, what's the sale we're going to run, right? And we inadvertently use the word sale when we're talking about promotion this time of year. And this is a really, really big thing. So if you're like zoned out, I want you to really hear this thing I'm going to tell you. There is a huge difference in sales and promotions. And I want to invite you to shift your train of thought when it comes to marketing this time of year, because a sale, the definition really is a direct financial savings to the consumer. You're giving a discount in exchange for traffic, right? Hoping people are going to find you. Versus a promotion is something that's going to invoke some sort of emotional reaction or behavior change in your customer. So it could be entertainment, it could be collection, it could be some kind of value add that isn't necessarily a direct markdown. And so when you're thinking about sale versus promotion, when I was talking at the beginning of this training about the biggest mistake I see retailers make is that they focus on, I'm going to, build this gross sales number, but in order to do it, I might slap up a 40% off sale on Black Friday or a 30% off site wide on Small Business Saturday. And what happens when we do that is we start to sell the diamonds in the dirt if we aren't strategic, right? People come in and they're buying those new arrivals that we just brought in at 30 and 40% off. But the things that we really needed to move that we were overstocked in the first place continue to sit on our rack, right? The dirt becomes more dirt and the diamonds are quickly gone at a huge discount. So where I want you to shift your thinking this time of year is, where can I avoid sales and where can I shift more into promotions? And there's really 4 main types of promotions that I want to just quickly tell you about. There's a whole training I could do that could take this entire hour going into like multiple variations of each of these 4 types of promotions, but I'll tell you more about that later because there's a lot of options. And I want to make sure you get to something that's really handy this time of year. And one last thing, as you're thinking about the shift from sale to promotion, is I want to ask you this question. I know we are not blind to the fact that Walmart is selling a lot of the same things that some boutiques are. More fast fashion, I would say, right? Raise your hand if you're like, oh, Walmart, right? Or if that thought's crossed your mind, or some big box store is selling something that you have and it's frustrating to you. The question I ask anytime I see a boutique owner express their frustration over this is, are Walmart shoppers loyal? The answer is no, right? They're there for the price match guarantee. They're there for the coupon, right? They're there because it's the cheapest. They don't care what it is or who's selling it. They're just loyal to the price. So as you're thinking about building your business and what promotions you're going to run over the holidays, your customers are not loyal to the discount you're giving. Your customers are loyal to you because your business serves them in a way that nobody else can. That's why they shop with you in the first place. So yes, someone is going to outdo you in a sale on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Someone's going to run those same cans that you have for $20 lower than you are. But your customer is not loyal to that, right? If she is, that's okay, let her go, because that's not what's going to build your customer lifetime value, right? You want someone who is loyal to you and the value that you're bringing. And that's why promotions become so important, because people don't remember what they bought from us. They remember how we made them feel, right? Not what they bought, not what they paid for it, but how we made them feel along the way. So that's where promotions really land in my book. All right, so here's the four main types of sales and promotion. So there is actually, the first, I will call it a sale. I will call it a price reduction. And there's good ways and bad ways to do price reductions, right? Do not do a blanket sale. Do not mark everything down this one huge dollar amount, right? That is the wrong way to do a sale. The right way to do a sale is to get specific about what categories are we going to mark down? What's overstocked? What's aged? What did we get a great deal on through off price or through a vendor we met at Win that we can actually run as a doorbuster or some other type of promotion, right? And shift into promotion. So a sale should be specific to a category. It should be very specific to a time period, and it should be very specific to an action that's taken. Or it could be specific to a group of people, like your VIP customers. Anyone who spent over $1,000 with you this year is invited into this certain type of sale that you're offering, right? Making a specific piece, because we don't want to train our customers that we're always going to have things on sale or that our Black Friday sale is always the biggest. That's not a good way to train our customers because our profit goes out the door. So the second type of promotion that we're going to talk about are bonuses. Bonuses are rewarding a customer for an initial action that they're taking. So for example, two bonuses I could tell you about, and there are many, but two of the most common would be a buy more, save more type of a bonus, or say buy more, like free shipping over $100 would be an example of buy more, save more, right? So they buy so much and then they get X, a free gift with purchase, whatever it might be. Then the other type of bonus that's really common, again, and it's just like a buy more, save more, is a BOGO. We're all familiar with BOGO. And when we do BOGO, we've got to be specific about, is it BOGO 25% off? Is it BOGO 50% off? Is it buy one, get one free? Always make sure in whatever category you're running the BOGO that you're running the numbers backwards so you know what your margin's going to be. Can you run 25% off BOGO in something that you got off price, let's say, and still maintain a 25 to 40% margin on the BOGO side of things, right? So you're actually still making money even though you're running a BOGO. Then you want to run the crap out of that BOGO, right? So run those numbers specifically in a couple different categories to see where most of your profit is really going to be in the BOGO promotion. All right, the third type of promotion that we can run this time of year are brand builders. Brand builders are the things that keep people loyal to you. They keep your customers loyal to you. So this might be, again, that VIP experience that you're going to offer. It could be an online VIP experience. It may be a way that you are rewarding your top customers to have like a Zoom, just like this, a Zoom event, or you're doing a personal styling session or a closet clean out session or a gift giving idea session. You know, I wouldn't even say for some of you, I would say for all of you, as a business owner in your community or in the online space, you have influence. You're an influencer, right? And so tell me in the comments if you have ever been in a spot where you're at the local grocery store and some random person who you don't even know, but they happen to be your customer, has come up to you and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so-and-so from the live videos, right? Or you're so-and-so, you own that store, right? People recognize you because you're a person of influence. So as you're thinking about brand builders, leverage that. Leverage the fact that you can give a personal experience to your customers to shop with you in a unique way that no one else can, right? Mary Kay Ash, I always love this story. I love reading about influential women, right? And in her autobiography, she always talks about viewing people as if they have a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. And so when we think about building our brand, it's taking that concept and saying, how can I make more of my customers genuinely feel really important when they shop with me? That's an emotion that we invoke in people that they just can't get anywhere else, right? At a big box store, they're just a number. Give me an amen if you're with me in the comments. With you, they're really important. So those brand builders are your loyalty apps that you're using as well, or again, those VIP experiences, gifts with purchase, kind of going back to the bonus category, right? Anyone who purchases is going to get this free gift with purchase, some type of branded item. Those really go a long way to bring those customers back in the new year as well. I feel like bonus bucks are another thing we didn't talk about that really fall in the brand builder category, in my opinion. So when you shop with me this holiday season, you're going to get boutique bucks for January. In this specific week in January, when you come back and purchase with me, you get X discount off of X category, right? Or you get a free gift with purchase in January. All right, the fourth type of promotion, I'm not seeing your amens in the comments. Welcome, everybody, if you're just jumping on. Let me know if you're with me so far in the comments. The fourth experience is, or the fourth promotion is experiences. So this really leans into how are you going to make people remember you this time of year? So experiences build value, relationship, emotion. These are your events. If you're still able to host events in an in-store type of atmosphere, depending on where you're at, and we're going to talk about how to COVIDify those events that you're hosting as well, or it just might be collaborations. It might be you online collaborating with another business. Let's say you're a women's boutique and you're going to collaborate with a children's boutique or a tween boutique, and you're going to run Instagram takeovers, or you're going to do a giveaway, or you're going to host some type of pop-up on one another's websites, right? You're going to make people aware of one another's this type of year. That's an experience. A pop-up in a salon is an experience. A salon or a braid bar popping up in your physical location, that's an experience. People coming in to have some sort of like handcrafted, customized, hand stamped jewelry, like whatever it is, that's an experience. So how can you give someone an experience and not necessarily just a blanket sale this time of year that's going to keep people coming back for more? Diane, perfect. Thank you. Good information. All right. Let me know if you guys are still with me. All right. So let's talk a little bit about if you do choose to run events. I'm going to go back to this. How to COVIDify. Is that a word? Can we even put that in the dictionary going forward? COVIDify, coronafy your business this time of year. So a couple things to think about. Holiday 2020 is happening super early. So we've already had an Amazon Prime Day, a Walmart and Target pumped up their deal days as well to be early with Prime. A lot of the big box stores are trying to avoid crowds this Black Friday. So the earlier, the better. So something that we're doing at the Boutique Hub is something called Pink Friday. Anyone who is a member of the Boutique Hub, this information all goes out tomorrow. We've had some early bird lists. All the details will go out tomorrow on Pink Friday. This is on November 20th. This is the Friday before Black Friday. We want to brand this as the day to shop boutiques. So we have any of our members that are participating, it's completely free, but we send them like window decals and like little selfie station sticks, things that they can have, people take pictures of in their store or on their websites. We have an interactive map of what boutiques are having deals and promotions and where to shop and gift guides and all those things. We have a shop small pledge where consumers can share this on their social media saying, I pledge to shop small and shop with a boutique this season, and here's why. So that's something to think about, like how can you get even earlier in your marketing, because those big box stores are going to push that out earlier and earlier as well. The other thing, which I know you guys are up on right now, is obviously space and sanitation. That goes without saying in 2020 that those things have to be a piece of not just your storefront, but those of you that are online only. I've got some friends that have warehouses that have pretty significant online businesses, and now they have multiple cases of COVID in their warehouse, and they're trying to battle like, how am I going to handle COVID being in my building, right? So thinking about how do I handle that this time of year when it's got to be safe for my customers, but it also has to be safe for my staff in order for my business operations to continue. Because can you imagine, like on Small Business Saturday, all of a sudden none of your staff can come to work and you're like, oh, like what's my backup plan going to be? So there has never been a more important time to know what your backup plan is going to be and know how to still reach your customers if it isn't through your most traditional method. So this is going to be social media. Who has the logins to your accounts? Like if you're out of commission, who can jump on your social media for you? Who has access to your inventory? How are they getting access to things on your website if you don't already have a website? Like what is your backup plan going to be? Communicate that with your team ahead of time. So no matter what happens, you have a plan of action moving forward. The other thing I'll say for those of you that have storefronts that becomes really important. Actually, let me back up for a second before I go down that rabbit hole. The other thing is we're talking about alternative methods of reaching your customers, right? If you have not already gone down the rabbit hole of email lists and text lists, you got to do it now, right? If your customers can't get in your store, or if your customers aren't able to find you on social media, right? If you can't show up live like you normally do at a certain date and time, how are you working your text list? How are you working your email list to still reach your customers and drive sales on those very specific promotional holidays? All right, let me jump into a different train of thought to coronafy your business. And that would be signage. So we all know with spacing, for those of you, let me know in the comments, do you have a storefront or are you online? That'd be helpful. If you have a storefront, making sure you've got great signage becomes really important because of spacing, right? Your staff may not be able to get close to everybody who's in the store. So making sure all of your promotions for the day are on some type of flyer that you can hand out. Or if you have a text list and they can get 5% off when they sign up for your text list, that's on signage somewhere. So signage can become your silent seller. Also, you guys know curbside pickup, that's a huge piece. And I think that's going to be really, really huge rolling through the holidays as well. Pre-gift wrapping, a porch delivery for those of you who are in smaller communities. How else can you get those gifts to people with as much minimal contact as possible? So planning ahead, having a great plan A, but also having a really great plan B. All right, let's jump into the next section. And I got to get some coffee to keep rolling with you guys. All right, let's talk about marketing for a second. And this is where I nerd out and I love spending a lot of time because this is building your brand, right? So tell me, raise your hand if you have ever been sitting in front of your computer or sitting on your phone on a random Tuesday and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted on Instagram for 24 hours. It's time to post. I don't know what I'm going to post. Or it's my Facebook group and I don't know what I'm going to post. I don't have enough things scheduled, right? So, especially this time of year when we are running ragged trying to keep up, marketing becomes thrown to the back burner, right? It becomes really overwhelming. So the challenge I want to give to you, and this is a challenge that we've outlaid for the entire month of October for all of our members inside of the hub, is to pre-plan all of their marketing. And here's how we do it. My challenge to you is this: find a random wall calendar that you might have, or if you have a day planner, and I know a lot of you guys have this or you've seen this as well, open your day planner just simply up to a month view. Let me find a month view for you here. Here we go. Okay. So we're just going to open, this is our boutique boss planner for boutique owners. We're going to open it up to a month view. And when we have this, we're going to start by doing this. We're going to start with what are the most important dates that we're going to promote this time of year, right? I talk a lot about in our holiday marketing masterclass, 9 essential holiday events and promotions that we're going to run. We're going to map them out. So things like Small Business Saturday, Black Friday, Pink Friday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday, a VIP night, our 12 days of Christmas, if you guys do that promotion. What is your USPS shipping cutoff date? What's your Scrooge night, if you guys do something like that? Or if you're a storefront and you're working with your local Chamber of Commerce or Downtown Association, what do they have planned? So we start by circling all of those things in our calendar, right? We circle them, and then we go into step 2, which is step 2. We're going to work backwards from all those dates, and we're going to start mapping out things like, okay, what photos do I need to have? So when are my photo shoot dates? When are key collections arriving of things I know I ordered for the holiday season, doorbusters, you name it? When are the most important emails going to go out to promote that event? When are the text messages going to go out that are going to promote that event? When do I need to update my Facebook cover photos? All those things, the big pieces, right? That's step 2. Step 3 from there is now I can get into the nitty gritty of social media. Now I can map out the strategy. I call this our content sanity strategy, which is 6 essential pieces of content that we maximize every single week in our business. So number 1, live videos. When am I going to go live? I'm going to put that on the calendar. Or if it's a pre-recorded video, when am I going to record that and post that? When are my try-on sessions? I'm going to bulk create all of my try-on sessions for my new arrivals. When am I going to market them throughout the week and then cross-market them, right? If I'm going to put them on Instagram, I'm going to put them on Facebook. I'm going to make a bigger video. I'm going to put them on IGTV. I'm going to throw them on YouTube. I'm going to send an email out about them, whatever it is. Number 4 is, what are 4 quotes and memes that I'm going to run this time of year, or this week, not this time of year. So things that are just going to draw engagement. Number 5 is, what are personal stories that I'm going to share? So it might be something about a holiday tradition or a recipe or something that's like personally important to you that you know your customers can relate to and engage with you on social media this time of year. And then number 6 is, what are the collections I'm going to feature this week? So what is going to be my Christmas collection this week? What gift guide is going up this week? What's my home for the holidays collection happening this week? And lay each of those out on your calendar. Then once all of that is at least mapped out, it's out of your brain, it's on paper, it's one less thing to think about, then we can sit down and start batch creating all of it. So batch creating the content and then also pre-scheduling all of those things. And if you have help, God bless them, this is the time for them to step in and start helping create all those emails, the photo shoots, all the things so that you can continue to drive the bus on your business, working on your business and not in your business. The other thing I want to mention that's really important when it comes to like this engagement strategy is money follows eyeballs, right? So the strategy this time of year isn't just how can I sell, 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 but how can I engage, engage, engage? How can I stay the top of the feed? How can I continue to engage with my customer throughout this whole season? So here's a couple of engagement ideas that I think are really important. And I do this stuff a lot in the hub just to kind of give example or ideas to all of our members that are in the hub. But ideas like doing a recipe thread or a recipe contest, or we're going to do something. Our team is going to paint pumpkins. We're going to have a pumpkin painting contest, and then you can vote. You'll comment like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you should just see the thread that happens. We did this recently for a baby shower. One of the girls on our team was expecting, and so part of her baby shower was we all made a baby out of Play-Doh, and some of them were like aliens. Some of them look like inappropriate body parts. I mean, they just were all over the spectrum, right? So we posted pictures of all of these babies made out of Play-Doh, and then everyone just commented what was their favorite. And I mean, the thread went gangbusters, right? That's an engagement strategy. So how can you do the exact same thing inside of specifically your Facebook group? So what's your favorite Christmas song? Would you rather watch Elf or the Griswolds and Christmas Vacation, like A or B? And then you're going to get people bantering back and forth. What's your favorite holiday cookie? What's the thing your grandma made? The green Jello salad. Did you love it or did you hate it? Right? My grandma made the green Jello salad and I did not like it. Right? You're going to have a cookie decorating contest. All of these things. It's just eyeballs. It's just engagement. It's engagement, but it's also helping your customer to build a personal relationship with you. She thinks about like Christmas cookies, right? And now she's going to think about your Facebook group. And what did I see in that boutique owner's Facebook group? It was such a good idea. She's going to come back to that. This is you creating an emotion with your customer that, again, a big box store just simply can't create. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a huge one. All right. So area number 4, to make sure we're prepped for the holiday season. This is a personal one that has been a big part of my life in the last year. 2020 has driven this fact home for me, is how are we going to drive peace in the fourth quarter? How are we going to set memories, create memories in the fourth quarter? This is a personal goal of mine. This year, I've moved a lot from how do I move from being an entrepreneur to being a CEO? What does that shift really look like? Because I think we all start of this place of entrepreneurship where we're hustling, right? And we're trying to make things work. We're trying to figure things out, and we're DIYing everything we can to save money. And we're just doing whatever it takes to put the business on the map, right? Well, then we shift into this place of overwhelm and burnout, and we want to start taking our time back. The difference is an entrepreneur values money, and a CEO understands that time is more critical than money, and you can leverage money to create more time, right? The shift happens. And so what I'm asking you to do this fourth quarter is, where are you going to start to set personal boundaries for yourself and for your time so you can shift from entrepreneur to CEO? CEOs build systems and teams. They celebrate progress. They leverage money to make more money and create more time. Time is more important than money. They value ease and boundaries, time blocking. They know their KPIs. They know their strategy for long-term growth, and they know the exit strategy, right? The goal is to make the business operate without you. That's a CEO. Whereas an entrepreneur does it all, celebrates task completion. They value DIYing it. They attack task for task. The goal is to make the business more centered around them, or just to make the business work, right? And there's no shame in that. We all have to start there. So as you're thinking about how am I going to create more time and set more boundaries, I want to invite you to think about a couple of things. What is your personal holiday bucket list? That's my first question. What's the boundary that you're going to set for yourself? Is it, I am going to bake cookies with my kids or my grandkids? I am going to go pick out this Christmas tree that we bring into the house. I am going to take a day this holiday season to watch old family videos. Like I'm going to get out the old videos or the old Super 8s. Does anyone here remember Super 8s? Tell me in the comments if you know what a Super 8 is. That's what we always knew. But that was like our holiday tradition when we were growing up, was my parents had boxes of Super 8s that we would put on the projector, and they would like roll, just like Chevy Chase is doing in Christmas Vacation, where he's in the attic and then like they open the attic door and he falls down. That exact same thing. That was a tradition of ours. So what is on your holiday bucket list that you are going to keep a boundary for this holiday season? And then the question is, are you the bottleneck of your business? And to achieve that, what are you going to outsource, right? Is it more help with your sales team, shipping, hanging, tagging, steving, boxing, unboxing, uploading products to your website, photography, even just having a gopher this time of year, right? If you have, no matter if you're storefront, warehouse, you're at your house, whatever, you need someone to go run errands or change a light bulb when it goes out or extra help with cleaning. I know y'all can clean toilets with the best of them, but my goodness, you don't have time for it. So who can help you with some of those things? And then this last one, I think this is really important, especially in 2020, is clienteling. Clienteling is taking your VIP customer list and doing personal outreach to them, personal phone call, a personal text message saying, hey, it may be customers that have spent over 200 bucks, 500 bucks, 1,000 bucks. It depends on your store, right? But doing outreach and saying, hey, how can we help personal shop for you this season? What are you looking for? Or, hey, I've got these things that I think would be great for blah, right? Or who are you shopping for? All the things. Doing that personal outreach is a great way, especially in a year where online shopping for apparel specifically is up 80% this year in e-commerce, right? Isn't that crazy? 80%. So people that have never shopped online for apparel before this year, it's become their normal. So how can you help those customers that maybe don't want to come into store? How can you help serve them from home? Clienteling is a really great way to do that. And then I want you to think about batch creation. I want you to think about time blocking, right? So the way I time block is this. I have this strategy that I call the 4-part to-do list. And if you guys are here and you've been a part of the hub, you've heard me talk about this. I have a sales aid. I can show you sales aid. It's very professional, right? So this is what I do with 4-part to-do list. The first list I write down is every single week, what are the things that I have to create or do or accomplish in business? It has to happen. So social media, ordering, reordering, fighting with vendors. I didn't just say fighting. I meant dealing with vendors, uploading products to my store, hanging, tagging, steaming, shipping, merchandising, cleaning, all that stuff. That's list number 1, brain dump it. List number 2 is, okay, other than the things I know I get done every single week, list number 2 is specific to this week only. What are my biggest rocks? And I don't mean like a to-do list of 30 items. I mean like, what are 5 things? The things that are really going to move the needle in my business, the 20% of my list that's going to drive 80% of the results, the income generating activities. That's my this week list. My third list is my later list. My later list is what totally keeps me up at night, gives me anxiety. It's the wild ideas that come that I know I need to go do that thing, right? I need to go reorder this one thing, but not for a couple of months yet. Or I know I need to create this email campaign, but I don't have time to yet. That's a later list. So we can set it and forget it. Then the fourth list is what can I outsource? Where can I ask for help? Where are things that I am holding on to, being a control freak, thinking no one else can do them as good as I can. But if I'm being real and I'm valuing my own personal time more than anything, I know I need to ask for help in this area. So once I lay out this 4-part to-do list, then I go into my planner and I start to time block and I say, okay, I know on Mondays I do X, on Tuesdays I do X, Y, and Z, and the team does X, Y, and Z with me. On Wednesdays, it's photo shoot day. On Thursdays, it's working with vendors. On Fridays, it's social media for the next week ahead. And I've got those days. And then within that, I may be working, from 10 to 4 on whatever it is on my list for those days. But I know that personally, I'm most creative in the morning. So for me, this is exactly what I do. From 8 to 10 in the morning, I don't take any meetings. There's no meetings. No one has access to me. It's just me focused on what is my big rock. That's list number 2, right away in the morning. That's my tiger time, right? Amy Porterfield is a marketer that I love to listen to, and she coined tiger time. I think it's brilliant. That's my tiger time to get everything done that's most important to me. And then I go into what's my list number 1 and what have I actually time blocked. The key to setting a personal boundary, though, as you're time blocking, from 8 to 10, I'm going to do this. From 11 to 12, I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to take a lunch break. Then I'm going to be on the floor in the store from whatever time to whatever time. right? When I get really specific about that, I also have to get specific about my personal boundaries. So when does my phone go dark? When does my phone get put in a different room? When do I eat dinner with my family? My family has X, Y, and Z events happening. That goes on my calendar first. It's a non-negotiable. That's going to happen, right? Nobody can schedule over that. If we don't get specific with our time blocking, I've been there. I'm sure you guys have been there too. It is so easy to let someone just come in and go, "Oh, I need you from here," or "I need you to be on the floor, there," or "So and so couldn't come in, so I'm just going to fill in X, Y, and Z," right? There's all these things that we really don't have a leg to stand on to say no to because we don't have anything else scheduled in its place. This becomes as important to you as a meeting with a customer, right? Your time blocking. It's an appointment on your books that's non-negotiable. And the more you start to think in that frame of mind, you'll start to staff around that as well to continue to build into those boundaries you're building for yourself. All right, the third area I want to talk about when it comes to setting boundaries and finding more productivity and peace this time of year is team goals. Um, I love this analogy, and I know a lot of you probably know Sarah Burks on our team at the Hub as well. She has spoken at WIN a number of times. She owned a boutique that was in existence for 67 years, owned it for 20 years herself. She's a master at her craft and loves teaching other boutique owners as well. And Sarah and I are dear friends. We both have kids that play basketball. Sarah's husband coaches basketball. Sarah was a coach herself, and I coach youth basketball. So we love relating coaching and basketball specifically to helping team members, to helping retailers, and to helping you understand how you are the coach of your business. And the more we can play into the role of being the coach and making sure the players on our team actually know, like, what hoop are we shooting at, right? That's what's the objective here? What's the goal? What's the current score of the game? How much time do we actually have left in the game? And when it gets down to the fourth quarter, what's the game plan, right? When it comes down to a team that I'm watching and that I'm going to bet on in a basketball game, I'm not betting on the players on the court. When it comes to a tie game that's going to go into overtime, I'm betting on the coach. I'm betting on what coach is going to call a timeout with 30 seconds left on the shot clock that's going to have this awesome play that is going to close the game, right? And lead us to victory. And that's what you are as a boutique owner. If you have staff, you are the coach. So do your team members really know what are your sales goals? What's your AOV sales goal? And what's your units per transaction, right? What's the goal there? How can you reward your team for hitting some of these goals? Your biggest fish, right? Who have checked out with the biggest order of the week? Dirty dressing room, who got people to try on as many things as possible? How many upsells did I have? How many emails did I collect? How many people did I get to check in with us on Instagram? Or send us an Instagram story, like whatever the metric is. Are you empowering your team each and every week with team training, team meetings, to have those questions answered and to do new product education so they are as equipped as possible so they can run the business without you this time of year? This is you moving into being a CEO versus just being an entrepreneur, is taking yourself out of that equation and knowing if you step home to go make a memory with your family, that your team's got it and they're fully empowered to run the business even without you, right? So I just want to pause for a second. I'm not sure that I can see your questions. Let me see if I can rearrange. I don't know if there are any questions. I'm happy to answer some if you guys have a few. But here's where we're at. Whatever you guys learned today, I just want to invite you to do this. If you found a nugget or one simple idea that you felt was of value, I would love to hear about it because that helps me create new training to make your life even easier going forward. So my personal Instagram is AJ Alderson. I would love to know what helped you, what inspired you, what action are you going to take moving forward, and how can I help you more in the future? So reach out to me at AJ Alderson. Take a screenshot of this, whatever you're doing. If you're watching this with your cat in your store or with your toddler, I'd love to see a picture of it. Share it with me over on the gram, and I can answer your questions there as well. The last thing I want to offer to you guys, if there aren't any questions here, is if you would love for me to continue to work with you over the holiday season, I just want to let you know about that really quickly as well, because we do get those questions a lot at the Hub too. So we do have a program at the Hub called the Holiday Marketing Masterclass, which is a in-depth program that we've had for 4 years now, coaching boutique owners on how to maximize a holiday season, which is about 100 times more than I shared with you in this last hour. This is just scratching the surface on what we can talk about inside of the program. Everything from event planning this time of year, the 9 types of events every boutique must run this holiday season, e-commerce mastery. We talk a lot about conversion rates and holiday landing pages, and how to rearrange your homepage in a way that's really going to optimize sales this time of year. We talk a lot about in-store revenue and email marketing strategy, how to drive in-store foot traffic. We also map out your entire marketing calendar, and we give you our engagement library, which is really cool. It's a library full of hundreds of templates and ideas for you to post on social media throughout the entire holiday season. Also, the 4 types of sales and promotions, we go into multiple iterations of each one of those to make sure you've got the right promotion for your business this time of year. And then finally, we talk a lot about how to train your staff as well. We talk about the ideal sales process, about incentivizing your staff, and again, how to coach your staff like the coach that you are for your business. And that's at holidaymarketingmasterclass.com. Along with those 7 modules though, I love handing out a lot of like done for you items. So like I mentioned, that holiday engagement library is in there. We have a whole strategy around marketing to men. That's a whole nother thing I could talk about for an hour, but you have all these women likely that are your customers. They all have spouses, significant others, and maybe it's not just men, maybe it's just spouses, maybe it's women as well. But we have this strategy where we use a wish list template to help drive engagement and drive feedback from your customers. And then we use it to capture the information of their significant other. And then we build a marketing list and a bundle system around that as well. So that's inside of there, plus the sample wish list that we use. We talk a lot about retail equations and really understanding inventory turn, what inventory really is working for you right now and what's not. So there's a retail equations guide in there, a team meeting guide. There's an entire holiday collection checklist that you can pull from, a holiday marketing email funnel, which I'm telling you, you can use that for more than just the holidays. It's good for all year round. Plus a bonus of 100 holiday hashtags if you guys love being on the gram as much as we do. So that's all inside of holidaymarketingmasterclass.com. The other thing I'll let you know, just because it's special to this week too, is this week we launched our 2021 version of the Boutique Boss Planner, which is the only planner built by boutique owners for boutique owners. This sucker is packed with a resource section with all kinds of tips and tools and ideas, also inventory tracking sheets. There's literally no other planner that's ever done this. That's why we're so excited about it. We can track social media growth. We can track inventory, best-selling vendors, best-selling categories. You have a whole P&L section in here, so you can really see where profitability is this time of year. Plus beginning and end of month questions and guides that you can go through with your team to understand what worked this month, what didn't work this month, all of that. And then I showed you some of the tear-offs we have, like the 4-part to-do list, our grateful vibes, daily tear-off. We have a kudos sheet for your team, plus a brand new collection of the notebooks just for boutique owners. Like, no, Karen, I did not get this on Amazon. So a couple things I just had to show you that are also available right now at boutiquebossplanner.com, or again, the holiday training is at holidaymarketingmasterclass.com. But again, if you guys have any takeaways, tips, questions, whatever follow-up, shoot them to me over on the gram. It's AJ Alderson. I would love to connect with you. I'd love to video chat with anyone who sends me a message at any time. So I will meet up with you guys there. Yes, and to answer your guys' questions in chat, yes, this is being recorded. So it'll be emailed out to you guys so you can watch that again as well, or share it with your team if you have a team. But with that, you guys, I just want to again personally thank you. Thanks for showing up today to train with me. I hope this was beneficial to you. This is our mission every day at the Boutique Hub, is to change the lives of boutique owners and to shape the future of our industry, to make it feel like you are not alone on an island somewhere, that there's really people out there who understand what you're going through. And we want to connect you with fellow boutique owners in the industry. So if you're not a part of our community yet at the Boutique Hub, we're all about community over competition and boutique owners helping one another every single day, so it's not such a lonely journey. All right, with that, guys, I'm going to sign off. Thanks again for joining me today. And to the crew at WIN, thanks again for having me. It's always a pleasure to work with